Hello and welcome to the Unfortunate Few who stumble across this. I'm Ryan and I'm here with my good buddy Cody, and he's here to show off some of his fantastical Imperial Fist for the Horus Heresy. Say hello, Cody.
Hello, I am the Cody, aforementioned.
Yes, aforementioned Cody. He's done. You've known about Warhammer for. I guess now it would be a long time. It doesn't feel like it, but because you got into it 5th edition, right?
Yeah, about 5th edition, I would have been about between 13 and 15.
Yeah, someone there who keeps
About,
track of ages anyway.
Yeah, about freshman year high school.
And well, unlike a lot of people in our area, because Cody is someone I play games with and against quite often, he actually has a painted army, which is more than many people can say. I'm looking at you, random commentator. So, Cody, I guess I'll just start off with a few questions as we look at various images of your army. But why Imperial Fists?
Well, I like their I really like their lore. I like their battle doctrine, and I like the fact that I really like the Black Templars in 40K. But since starting a heresy army, I wanted to challenge myself painting a color that I'm not used to, which is bright yellow instead of black. And on top of that, like I said before, I really enjoy their lore. I like Rogel Dorn as a Primarch, and I like their battle action. Very versatile army, both in lore and in the game.
Yeah, tactically they're a strong legion, that is for sure. They have quite a lot of options available to them.
Yes.
I can't exactly say I'm far off, because Iron Warriors are also a particularly strong legion.
Well, they're on the box art, and they get a little bit of floof to them for that, I imagine.
Yeah, and this is about 2,000 points you have painted right here. Some tactical marines that can also count as veterans, 2 Scorpiuses, Sigismund, a Praetor, a Spartan, a Land Raider, a Contemptor. It's all quite fabulously well painted. So I guess we'll start off with go into the HQs real quick. Your Praetor. Anything special you want to say about him?
Not particularly. I don't have any other. I guess. Yeah, not particularly. Other than I had him mostly painted for a while, and he sat for a minute while I painted everything else, and then finally finished him.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's just basic. Basic Praetor, set up in the standard configuration right out of the box. But I didn't do anything special to him or anything, and I don't really have any like personalized lore built for him yet.
Alright, see, that's the key part of the sentence. Yet.
Yes.
We'll get there eventually. But I like the box standard Praetor. I think he looks cool.
That's a neat looking model. I need to quit being a coward and actually paint effects on my power weapons, but I'm not good at it, and so I'm terrified to do it and ruin the rest of the paint job with it, in my opinion. But
me too.
Yeah, just being a bit of a coward there.
Yeah, I do the same shit. I think most people probably have the same reaction.
On top of just not having time to, really practice. I have to paint when I get the chance to paint. I don't really have time to just practice painting.
Yeah, without getting too far into the specificals, Cody, he's had these models for a while, and they were primed and built for a while. But due to your job weren't exactly able to get around to painting them until recently.
Pretty much.
It's just a fact of life. It happens. But we'll move on to your 3D printed character, who is
Yes, my Sigismund.
yeah your discount Sigismund. You know, he costs several cents instead of dozens of dollars.
Which, to be fair, I don't think I would have minded actually buying Sigismund if he was ever in stock on the website.
Yeah, the supply issues of GW of the supply issues of GW are something to be noticed.
Yeah, and GW really doesn't want to give me the time to actually buy a real Sigismund or a Rogaldorn model, unfortunately, it seems.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And Lord knows I've set a chunk of my paycheck aside to possibly order both of them a couple of weeks and just checked and they're still not there. Let me give you money, GW, please.
Nah, they're a company that's super greedy, but they're really bad at making money. It's super bizarre. I guess we'll jump to your Contemptor now. This Contemptor, I really like how he turned out. I really adore his base.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of it too. The paint job actually came out better than I thought it was going to with some of the... I mean, thank God I do my stuff kind of worn and battle damaged, because there were a couple nicks and marks I made accidentally with a brush that I was like, hey, you know what, that can stay there, because it's gonna be weathered and worn down with like streak and grime and stuff anyways, so it could probably stay there. It'll look just fine. I also tried that's the only model I've ever tried using one of those Gundam like markers on for the lining, for like the crevices and everything, instead of just using like a null oil or something. Yeah.
I mean, it looks really nice, so might be an investment worth looking into in the future.
It looked horrible before I put the weathering over the rest of it, and I was really afraid that I totally screwed up the whole model.
I would imagine. That'd probably also fuck with me.
It was a gamble.
There's not really a point of mentioning, like, how do you find a Contemptor? It's a Contemptor. All Contemptors are good. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, looking at me, as he murdered an Iron Warrior and stuck him in the mud.
Exactly.
Possibly.
Fuck the Iron Warriors, they're terrible. It's a good close-up shot of the base right there. Alright, so I guess we're moving on to your 5 random guys with the red hands.
And the Templar cross on their shin.
Yeah, and the Templar cross on their shin.
Yeah, this squad I want to fill out eventually, but these were basically, I was building them in 10s. I was building my squad in 10s, and I just happened to have 5 left over with the amount that I purchased. So these guys I've just been kind of using to, like, if I build a 15-man squad instead of a 10-man squad when I'm playing a game, these guys will fill out that extra 5.
Yeah, and
for now.
I guess it's a good time as any to ask why the red hands, as you'll be seeing throughout Cody's army here, certain panels are different colored.
Yeah, that's just a personal choice for me. It's kind of a neat personal way for me to differentiate my squads was to give them each kind of like a custom thing. It's like you'll see later that one squad, their helmets are black. One squad, they'll have like one black leg or something. And this squad, I gave them red hands because Crimson Fists are cool too.
They are cool too.
But it was also to break up. Like I was doing black this piece, black that piece. I was like, Let's give these guys Crimson Fists, I guess. No pun intended.
We'll throw some red in there for a little pizzazz.
Just for them to be different from the other squads.
I think it's working out. Then
I like to think so.
yeah, the next squad is your one with the cross on the shoulder pad.
Yeah, this one I was going to leave one squad colored as just base Imperial Fists with no special marking, but I thought putting a cross on the shoulder would look cool, so I did. And it does.
If I recall correctly, the sergeant of this squad is the first one you had painted.
Yeah, the sergeant of this particular squad is the first one I tested out. I paint my griming method that I was going to use for the rest of the army, and I had him painted before any of these other models. He's been painted for about a year and a half, probably, and I just finished the rest of the army maybe 3 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah, it hasn't been very long. I guess now is as good a time as any to ask about how you painted the army.
I don't remember the channel's name, but I looked up. I was thinking, how am I gonna paint these? I've never painted like a bright color army before. I'm used to going from, like, when I was younger, cheating and not really being good at painting, just doing a black primer, highlighting it, dry brushing some mud on it, and then there are my Black Templars. But now I had to paint yellow, which is a hard color to paint, in a lot of people's opinions, including mine. There's a lot more prep involved, so I was looking up videos. I wish I could remember the actual video I found, but I followed a guide that was pretty much, I base coat, I primed them in Mephiston red, and then I gave them a dusting of Corax white primer, and then I painted Imperial Fist contrast over that, and then I dry brushed with Averland Sunset for like a more I guess a darker yellow color. And then I highlighted with I think this is how you pronounce it, Imperial yellow, or
It sounds right to me.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it,
I
to
don't
be honest.
speak knife here.
I'm not exactly a scholar here, but I gave the bolters just a nice basic black with gunmetal. And then for the wear, I used an AK streaking grime. This is the main thing from the video that I took. I covered them in AK streaking grime. I varnished them, then covered them in AK streaking grime, and then I used Q-tips dipped in white spirits, AK white spirits, to wipe out the majority of it, and then let them dry, and I re-varnished them. And then from there, I moved on to basing.
Yeah, and I mean your paint job, your models look very what you wanted, which was as you described to me, and I'll correct me if I'm wrong, and you can go into more detail actually. World War I, no man's land kind of look.
Yeah, specifically for the bases. I mean, if it were more, if I wanted to be more realistic, right, they'd be like caked, absolutely caked in mud. But that wouldn't look very good on a model if you're just like absolutely caking it. So I kind of went a little more minimalist on the Marine's body itself. But on the bases, the inspiration is Passchendaele, World War I. If you look up any like World War I movies, or even just look up pictures of the battlefield of Passchendaele, it's just a thick, soupy mess because it's been raining, and bombs and planes and everything else has just been churning up mud. It's thick and soupy in no man's land with like destroyed barbed wire and random bits of destroyed vehicles and other objects just scattered about. Um, it's just that real it's that real just dark, like it's hard to explain.
It is. I'll throw up a
To be a nerd, grimdark combat, like
yeah.
like it's very it's the meat grinder, both for the Marines and whatever. Um, I don't have any actual lore like battles that I have thought up for them or anything, but if you imagine there's Solar Auxilia fighting alongside them, they're definitely not having a good time. The Marines aren't having a good time. They're really not having a good time in this imaginary battle in my head that's based off of a real battle.
That could be a fun little side project for the future.
Another trench table.
Yeah, another one we can make.
A thicker, soupier trench table.
Yeah. So my dried caked out one. Yeah, and then your bases. I really like how your army looks, mostly because the bases match with the rest of the paint job, because the bases are clearly with the broken post, the deep mud. Though it looks wet. Like the video you're seeing is not doing it justice. His bases look wet. It's fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to AK Wet Ground effect.
Yeah, AK can do a lot.
The mixing a little bit of that on top of the Sterling mud, dry brushed with what brown did I use to dry brush that Sterling mud? I dry brushed Mornfang brown over Sterling mud, and then I used the AK wet grounds effect and AK puddles to make the puddles in the ground look soupy and wet. And I even have a couple actual full-size puddles. I don't think there are any in this squad, but I even have a couple Marines where like their entire, like up to their shin is just submerged in water because they're just stepping through soup.
Yeah, I've been going through your tactical squads as I've been talking about it. And yeah, well, I guess we'll move on to vehicles now, since you've described the basing and whatnot and how you painted them. So here's your Spartan, big chonker of a fucking vehicle.
Quite proud of this one.
Oh yeah, it looks good. You got barbed wire and stuff mixed in with the mud on the track, like caked into the tracks.
Well, yeah, and plus, I like Spartans. I like their models way better than Land Raiders, just because their bodies are a little longer. It looks a little more. It looks less stubby.
Yeah.
So this was an absolutely fun project to work on. I feel like I put just the right amount of mud texture in the tracks and didn't over glob it.
Yeah, that's a thing that can happen with a lot of armies people make, where they get a little overzealous with their mud, and it can turn what looks dirty to ugly.
Yeah, I made the same mistake with a tank for a Death Corps Krieg army I was working on that I believe you've also seen.
Yeah.
But that was when I first discovered texture paint. So
You were
yeah, I went a little
learning.
heavy on that one poor tank. I went a little hard.
Yeah. Then we got your Land Raider, the Heresy specific one. Well, again, lots of a good caking of mud without being just gross.
Yes. that was certainly the goal. And on top of that, I feel like the streaking grind was more meant for vehicles, and it worked pretty dang good in my opinion on these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah, this was a lot of fun. Like I said, I don't like the model as much as the Spartan, just because the Spartan looks more it looks less stubby and more like even, I guess. More scalable. But the the Spartan and the Land Raider are the two most World War One tanky looking tanks in the
Yeah.
in the in the
Spe-
codex, really, not just in my army. Um,
yeah, the
and I really
the
like
tracks
that
that go
look.
all the way around, definitely.
Yeah, I've definitely always enjoyed my metal boxes.
Rhinos! Our enemies hide in metal boxes, the cowards! The fools! We should take away their metal boxes.
Yeah, I would say these are definitely the most. Yeah, I don't even know what I was about to say, but
Oh, it's all right. We're on to your Scorpiuses now. I keep wanting to call him a Scorpion, but that's a Halo tank. And
yeah, these Go
these
ahead.
these tanks are bastards to go against, or they can
That's
be.
why I like them.
Yeah, I know that's why you like
I
them.
almost I almost never have to measure to see if I'm gonna hit somebody, which is great.
Yeah, that
We
indirect
can
fire and the 4-up rending is something fierce.
don't forget the direct fire that I always forget about.
Yeah, well, why would I
So
remind you of your own rules? Come on now, you know, I'm already getting exploded.
I can at least give me a hand when I'm fighting other people.
I could, but then I also forget about that rule all the time. So, you know, we can both be stupid together.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the Scorpiuses were a lot of fun. I gave them two different front plates on the front armor there. I just kind of wanted to have them look a little different from each other. I don't know if there's really one you're supposed to use over the other or not, but
I don't think it matters.
I thought for a little customization, just why not?
Oh yeah, lets you know that they're two different tanks, so therefore you can't be. Someone could be like, I'm shooting that one. You can specify this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really didn't. I enjoyed the painting of the entire thing, except for the. I didn't like painting the Scorpius launcher.
No, it does not look
There's
like the
a,
most fun thing to paint.
I put them together before painting them, and I probably shouldn't have. It made it a lot easier. As you can see in the video, there's a lot of nooks and crannies that are just awful to try and get to when it's already put together. But I managed it. They just took a little longer than I would have liked because I had to figure out how I was going to do it.
And like me, you use a brush until it's very dead. So
Yeah, brushes are expensive, man.
yeah, so you don't exactly have the largest group of them to work with. But no, your army is quite fantastic looking. There's not really much else to say other than I guess I can ask, what are you planning next for your army?
I'm planning lots of cheesy stuff, but also lots of cool and fun stuff, in my opinion. At least for me. I have
Cheese and Imperial
I ha-
Fist army.
well, I want them to be versatile, so I have a lot of shooty and melee mean stuff to build next. Some Phalanx Warders,
Oh, the
so a
joy.
couple squads of assault cannons. I have some las cannons I've been working on for infantry. Other support squads, flamers. One of the big ones I've been working on, my Huskarls and my Templar brethren. I said I really like them, and I really like I like their special units a lot.
Man, I mean, me and you have had a pretty funny game where your Huskarls and my Dominator cohort tit rushed each other, and they kind of just stood there smacking the shit out of each other, and neither one really dying for what, 3 turns?
It took us 3 turns for either of us to kill the other, and I don't remember who actually ended up winning that.
I think you ended up winning with 1 or 2 guys left. But then I just... Yeah, because then I ended up shooting them right after the combat ended with, I don't even remember which one. It was one of my tanks. And you rolled 2 ones for your armor save, and you're like, what the fuck? That was a fun game. Because that was the same game where the entire battlefield was just vehicle wreckage.
Yes. Oh, that was the game where all of our vehicles exploded.
Yeah.
Right, those ammo depots.
Yeah, the ammo depots.
Where we had the asset denial rule, where if we thought we couldn't hold the objective, we could detonate it. That was a really fun game with some fun little side rules there.
Yeah. But this is a fun little conversation. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this army expands and fleshes out.
Yeah, I mean, building them to both be versatile, but also for larger games, I'd like to build it specifically to work well along Custodes, which it shouldn't be too hard. Custodes are kind of mean.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
Just a wee bit dickish. But yeah, I have a different job now that allows me more free time, so I've been painting a lot more. So I mean, definitely look forward to seeing more stuff actually getting completed. Now that I don't have to go away for weeks at a time and try to paint them in a tiny little space. Bringing like 5 guys with me a week.
Yeah, but yeah, this has been a fun little showcase of Cody's army. Anyone who's stumbled across this, let them know what you think. Talk about your own army and how you're building your own things. Do whatever you want.
Constructive criticism is appreciated, and I don't get offended.
No.
Hell, even if you just criticize me, whether it's constructive or not, you're not going to hurt my feelings, but I will certainly appreciate any constructive criticism, maybe some pointers on painting yellow, because I mean, even if people tell me my stuff looks good, I'll never think it looks good enough. So
no, the curse of being the painter of of your own stuff is you can always look at it and go,
yes, improvement. I see room for it.
But with that, we'll leave off. Have a good day.
Indeed, have a good day. Get your stuff painted. Drill your barrels. Ignore the barrels that I didn't have drilled in this video. They will be drilled because I forgot.
Oh no. All right. Have a wonderful day.